All right, welcome to Foundations of Math 30. This is outcome 30.07. We're looking still at polynomial functions. This lesson is going to be a review of quadratic functions. So you look at quadratics in Foundations 20. These are equations that have a degree of 2. So some of these, 3x squared plus 5x minus 5, 1/2 x plus 3 squared minus 5, y is equal to negative 2x squared. These are all equations of quadratics because we see that we have the power of 2. That's what makes it. And when we have a quadratic function, we get a parabola. The parent function is y is equal to x squared. That is graphed over here on the right. You can see that it has a vertex of 0, 0. That's the point, the highest or lowest point of the function. The vertex is where we call what we call a turning point. So a turning point is when a graph goes from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing. Basically, it turns around, it changes its direction, okay? So other characteristics, the end behavior of this, if we remember that we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we read this left to right, we can see that it begins in quadrant 2, ends in quadrant 1. The domain here would be all real numbers because this is going to go outward forever. The range, however, is anything above the x-axis, so we say that that is y is greater than or equal to 0. So parabolas can be shifted all over the Cartesian plane. You can move them up, down, side to side. But what we do know is that the general shape is going to remain the same. The one thing that you hopefully remember is that the number in front of the x squared determines whether it is concave up or concave down. So if we are graphing the function that is a negative x squared, then that parabola is going to be flipped upside down. It's going to be opening downward instead of upward. The general form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to take a look now at a little bit of graphing calculator basics. All right, so you are going to be taking the graphing calculator and you're going to be graphing these functions. Now, if you are not familiar with the graphing calculator, you may want to watch the video on the TI-83 calculator basics that I posted because it will take you through how to enter a function into the graphing calculator. A couple of things you might want to be aware of is when you go to the y equals, if the little, like at the very top, it says plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, if that is blacked out, it's trying to graph data, which we're going to get into later. So if you hit second y equals and do that stat plot, you can turn those plots off. You want those off for right now. So when we enter in y is equal to x squared plus 1, you need to take what's on your graphing calculator and you want to put it onto your graph. You don't have to be super accurate, but you might want to grab a few points. So using that trace function where you can input in values, I can tell that the point, 0 and 1 is on my graph, and also the point 1 and 2, and 2 and 5 is on there. Okay, and I know that this is going to be a mirror image, so that gives me a pretty good idea. So I can take my graph and I know that it looks like that. Okay, so it doesn't have to be super perfect, but grab a couple points on there so you know what you're doing. So again, we know that this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going from quadrant 2 to quadrant 1. The domain of all parabolas is x is an element to the reals. The range, well, this is y is greater than or equal to 1, because that's the lowest point on my graph. This has no x-intercepts. We're not asking you to tell me what they are, just how many there are. There is one y-intercept. Okay, and so those are the questions that you're being asked about these quadratics. So you could go ahead and do the rest of those functions.